We're living this. We went through this.
It was pretty hard at first.
My mom grabbed a picture of me, and that's what tore my heart.
All of a sudden, it was panic. We got to get in our car and evacuate.
That was a pretty big deal.
What about their houses? Like, their houses are not there.
The community really did come together.
Just because the fires happen doesn't mean your life stops.
When you have a struggle in you, that means there's a fight in you for the rest of your life.
That's fire, Coach.
We will one day rise again, and we will be back in our homes.
The fight's not over yet. We're still standing strong together.
There are stories that stay with you, faces you can't forget, voices that you hear no matter how much time goes by, especially when those voices belong to kids. During the Eden and the Palisades fires, when so much was overwhelming and really didn't make sense to even adults out there, how do you get kids through it?
You know, something we heard a lot of was that they just wanted to be kids again, to play again, to do kid things. We first met the young women of Altadena last year, just days after many had lost their homes, their schools, their churches.
We will come back stronger, and we'll pick each other up and help each other.
All these girls here, I'm really grateful for all of them and all the support I've got from them, and everybody who's reached out to me. I'm just thankful for that.
How important is softball to you and these girls?
Really? A lot.
Remember the way that they would reach out and hold each other, hold hands when one of them was struggling, and really lean into each other for comfort. They said softball gave them a real sisterhood.
So we caught up with them just before Christmas, and we found young women with a sense of gratitude beyond their years and an unshakable optimism.
All right, just straight from practice. All right.
Go ahead.
You nailed it.
Have you all gotten taller or have I gotten shorter over the last few
Don't
months?
answer that question. Don't make them feel bad before we get started.
Exactly.
But thank you for meeting with us again today. Michael and I were so impressed with your stories last year. We felt the need to come back and find out how you guys are doing this year. Softball is the thing that brings you all together.
Yeah.
So Michael wants to ask you the big question here.
How was the season? Some highlights. Just give me one or two highlights of the season.
Well, oh yeah, we got fifth at nationals, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fifth at nationals.
Yeah, but that was a pretty big deal.
When we first saw you last year, your faces were totally different. There was a sadness to you, and in a year, your whole attitude has changed. I mean, it really has. I see you smiling, and I didn't see that before.
Yeah, I guess there's like so much to be grateful for, and like all the, not just things that people have given us, but like also just like the prayers and like the thoughts and all of that. It really is like, we feel it and it means a lot.
Do you think those prayers sort of helped you through the season a lot?
Yeah. It helped us like play strong and also like not just think about what happened and just play more freely, I guess.
It was a rough year for everyone here. Do you think some of that adversity helped you play better?
Yeah, I think definitely the moment we all came back together after the fires, there was a sense of like reconnection and kind of a deeper understanding for one another. We're sisters, we play through this together. And I think that bond grew closer as we all experienced something pretty traumatic within our lives. And so I think coming back together, we're really able to build even a stronger connection.
Honestly, I think the summer was a really big season for all of us, and we all have been growing and becoming better players and a better team. Like, I know, like, a couple years ago, we would be crushed by, like, tons and tons of teams, but we have been, like, beating, like, top teams, so this has been really great for us.
How did you remain focused when it came to softball and just life in general?
It was pretty hard at first to get back, like, in focus, but when you knew that, like, everyone had your back and you weren't the only one going through it was pretty good, because you knew that even though you're, like, devastated about it, you still had people that were going to help you get back.
How was the past year and what has happened over the past year? How has that changed you as a person? Not necessarily as a player, but as a person.
That changed me as a person by saying, like, everyone goes through bad days and you're not the only one.
Seeing everybody around me, like, lose everything and still being appreciative of their family and everything they still have, I began to be more loving to my family and see how much I have.
You know, I'm going to ask this question because it will help Michael as well. Raise your hand. How many people are back in their homes? You're back in your home. How many people lost their homes and they're still out? Raise your hand.
I see the number of hands that have gone up, and you're one of them. Describe to me what the last year has been like for you and your family.
I'd say like a lot of change,
Yes.
like because I'm currently living in downtown LA now, so the commute like to school is very different compared to a day-to-day, because I lived right up Altadena Drive and it was 10 minutes from school, so a lot of change.
1, 2, 3, 4. Woo!
Come on, Coach.
Where would you like me?
I'm going to put you right there.
See you again.
Nice to see you as well.
Hey, man, good to see you, man.
Great to see you.
All right, as always.
We know you're proud of these girls.
Yes.
What have you seen that stands out the most to you in the past year?
All of these families, they've stood up together. They've come together. We've rallied together as families. And really, it's tough times having to move from place to place, but to come together and act like it's peace in the middle of the storm. Everyone's been peaceful. Everyone's been joyful and giving to one another. So what I'm most proud of is in the middle of everything, everyone was risen up together to come together as a family.
I could sit here and bawl when I look at things, but spiritually, I just thank God for giving us this opportunity to raise our family here.
How many times have you had to move in the past year?
Not as much as others. We went from hotel to Airbnb to finally, to get a home. But I know people that have been in hotels for months and still haven't been back in their homes or found a home to rent. So I'm grateful for us only having to go about 2 or 3 times.
In the midst of everything that has gone on, how do you stay focused? You got to focus on yourself, you got to focus on your family, but you continue to focus on these girls in this team and this family.
I feel that's our duty. It was done for us. When we were children, that generation looked after us and taught us what we needed to be taught, and taught us how to be men, adults, women. I think it's just our duty to do it for this generation, to teach them how to do it to the next generation.
Are they listening?
They are listening. Each one of them, they're amazing young women. And as you stated, I'm just super proud of them.
At what point did you see the light come on with this softball team?
When we all were able to touch the field, when the fields opened back up, I think that was the joy of everyone. And then that momentum just continued. And there's some champions out here that have played on national stages. When Muhammad Ali says shocking the world, I think they really shocked the world with all the different things that they did. So it was pretty awesome.
On a personal note, how close are you to rebuilding at this point?
We've gotten our plans approved, which is great. There's still a lot of red tape when it comes to the permit process and breaking ground. But if for some reason we could be in our home next Thanksgiving, that would be the biggest celebration ever.
It's not been easy. Did you expect it to be easier than this, considering, everyone was supposed to lift the red tape and make the process? Yeah, and the promise to lift the red tape, cut through it, and get these homes built.
Overall, and you guys have probably seen the theme with us, I'm grateful regardless, for sure. We were expecting it to be a long process, regardless of the promises. So at the end of the day, if we can get there by next Thanksgiving, I'll be happy and I'll forget about everything else.
I want to ask, if we're standing here a year from today, what do you see for your team?
I think this is really just the beginning. I think we're going to see a lot more improvement, a lot more growth. I think people are going to be in their homes, but remember this moment, because the moment is humbling, right? And when you have a struggle in you, that means there's a fight in you for the rest of your life. So they have this struggle in them that is going to be that fight for their life. So not only for these years coming up, I expect great things out of all of them going forward to their high school years, college, as young women, as professionals, coming back to give back. There's a give back spirit that they all have too, seeing all the things that have happened, because when people are kind and come together, that puts something into you that you want to do the same.
Coach, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate your time.
Appreciate you both.
Next year, we'll be coming over for Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving.
You better count on it.
I can eat.
All right.
You ready?
All right.
Tell me a little bit about your family situation this year. How many times have you moved?
We moved only probably 2 times actually. We moved to my auntie's the first time, then we moved to downtown LA.
Are you still going to school up here?
Yes, I am.
How hard is that?
Sometimes it could be up to an hour drive, but we have to wake up early and stuff, so it's kind of hard sometimes.
What does that mean to you when the coach says where there's a struggle, there's a fight?
I guess I don't know, you have to push through your struggles and to get your positive end result, I guess.
Do you think after what you've been through, you're pretty much prepared for anything these days?
Well, I mean, not completely, because there's still things the unexpected that will happen. But, God has a plan for us, and he's got our back, and that's what I'm going to trust in.
You all ready to start this?
Sure.
I got a big question for you. It's a loaded question, but how are you?
We're doing okay. Today we're doing all right. Today's a good day. The first few months were pretty rough, pretty difficult, getting used to a new routine. But I think now that we're kind of more situated, I think things have gotten much better. As you're going through life, because the fires happen doesn't mean your life stops. Your life is just continuing, and you can't just sit there and wallow in it. You have to just kind of move forward, because you have kids and you have work.
But for those of us who just lived life and didn't have the devastation of the fires, I sit back and say that's remarkable. I don't know if I could do it. Did you think you could do it?
Man, you never know what you can do until it actually happens. I think once it's set in, it was, okay, what's next? What are we going to do? How do we move forward, push through? I think normality was important for our household, getting our girls back in their school, back on the field, finding joy with each other the way we normally do, and finding it quickly.
You mentioned the word joy and being normal. And the one thing we noticed was the demeanor of the young ladies when we walked in here today. It's so vastly different than it was last year. Speak to us a little bit about that.
I mean, this is their happy place. Right here on this field, they do this because they love it. We We encourage them not to do it if they don't want to do it. This is not a place where you have to be. School is something you have to do. Softball is not something that you have to do. Softball is something that you choose to do. And if you choose to do it, you do it with joy. You do it with all of your effort and all of your energy, and this is their happy place.
How close are you, Coach, in the rebuild process at this point?
Well, believe it or not, just last week we got some pictures. They did just start digging trenches for our house, so it's gonna be a process. I'm not getting too overjoyed until I'm stepping my foot into my new home.
Who's the closest to moving in at this point? Anybody?
Yeah.
So anybody expect they'll be back in their homes for the holidays next year?
Oh, we're hopeful.
Yeah.
We're hopeful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're hopeful. We're fighting over who's going to have the party.
We talked about those good days and those bad days. I got to ask some of the fathers back here. Do we still see the tears almost a year later?
Not so much tears, just, disappointment and frustration at times.
And where does that come from?
Uncertainty. We've been conditioned to live life a certain way for such a long time, and one night, that was not the norm no more. So, just uncertainty. But I must say, the way that the community and family and friends have rallied around us to make sure that they can do their part, to make sure that, we have some sense of normalcy, to make sure that our kids have a place to play, have a place to congregate and make relationships and continue moving forward, to me, has been priceless. That's the biggest thing I'm thankful for. Our close friends, our community, our church family, just all the support that we have been getting, man, it makes me want to help other people. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the promises. There were promises made about red tape. A lot of lawmakers said it would be easy, much easier to rebuild. They would cut through all of that. Are you finding that's actually the case?
Nah, we still hitting some hurdles. There's still some bumps and stuff that we got. We're waiting on permits and stuff. When we were waiting on ours, it took at least 3 months, and they was talking about it was going to take shorter time than that. They was trying to get it pushed through, and I guess everything got backed up because it was a whole lot. We get it, but at the same time, everybody wants to get back home.
Initially, some of the quotes that we were hearing was 3 years, 5 years. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the movement that I've seen. It's encouraging for us as we wait, and finalize our plans.
As parents, you have been extraordinarily strong through all of this, especially for your kids. You've said it for your kids all the time. How difficult has that been?
Well, not really too difficult. It's just when I get in my own head, when I'm by myself, that's when I really start thinking about things. But when I'm in front of my family, I feel like a leader. Like I'm leading by example. Like I got to be strong for them. So I kind of just put on a shield and put on a cape. Like I got to be a superhero for them. So that way I can teach my daughter, hey, first put another foot forward. Let's keep moving. Keep moving. Don't be stagnant. You can think about it, and you can, it's going to hurt a little bit, but we got to keep moving forward because life keeps moving on.
What lessons do you think your children have learned from this?
The number one lesson is just how to overcome adversity, and then just commitment. Just being able to understand that, although what we had is gone, right? But staying dedicated, staying vigilant, we will one day rise again, and we will be back in our homes again.
When you're having a tough time, do you share that with your children?
Being out of your house is not convenient. It's not ideal. Right now it's Christmas time. We loved putting up our decorations. We loved going in our shed, and we had ornaments from when the girls were babies. You know, the pictures that they make when you're in kindergarten and the teacher takes the picture and puts a little wreath around their face and they have the terrible smile and all of that. You know, we look forward to putting that on our tree. We don't have that anymore. And so there's times when I'm like down or a little disappointed, but I think at the same time, we don't have many of those down moments only because there's so much still to be thankful for. We all got out. We're all here. We're all healthy. We're blessed with what we have. And in those down moments, we try to just take a step back and say, hey, there's a lot to be thankful for.
Our loved ones, the lost ones, they came from Altadena, Jackie Robinson's. So much history. Now there's misery. How the fires got started is a mystery. Those lines right there were the first couple of lines that I spit out while I was sketching and writing. Along with my daughter, Jet, we wanted to honor and celebrate a hero like Jackie Robinson. And today, I'm very, very honored to be at his alma mater, Muir High School. Thank you guys for inspiring me. The team, the love, the community, and you, Coach, and your family, and the history of the Miltons. Dude, it's such a blessing to meet you, to see you, and just to, like, you know, be able to share this space with you, bro.
I always have a memory of seeing you at Florentine Gardens.
Oh, dude, dancing back in the day. Yeah, St.
My daughter
Francis
knows
too.
your son, too.
Yeah,
I went to St. Francis. My daughter, she goes to
Golden Knights. Dude, the basketball team.
On fire. Sharif.
On fire,
7
bro.
foot. I know.
I'm friends with your son.
Who?
Jimmy.
Oh, that's dope. That's really dope. Oh, she's dope. You got the Whoville thing popping. Oh. I gotta get a pic with you, dude. That whole fit is fire. You guys are great. Oh, that's dope.
It's Coach.
That's Coach. That's fire, Coach. All right, let's get in.
Get in there with them. Yeah, let's be in the picture. Yeah. Yes.
So, hi, everybody. So, Jimmy Gomez is my real name. Taboo is my stage name from a group called Black Eyed Peas that came out 100 years ago. 102. Yes, when we were rocking. 102 years old. I've been blessed to be able to be part of this journey with my group since 1995. Yes, way before you guys were born. Parents, how you guys doing? So the fact is that, you know, before I am that, I'm a proud husband and father. I'm a proud community member, started in Altadena and then moved to Pasadena. But Altadena is my heart. Because I was a coach. What up, Coach? This song that we created, my daughter and I, when we evacuated from the fires, it came as a conversation from a father and a daughter. And I'm very proud that my daughter had the innate feeling of like, Dad, I want to make a song that speaks to the youth. And so I created this song with my daughter, and my intention was to give back to the healing. Because at the end of the day, that's all I want to do is teach my kids to how to give back. Coach! What up, my brother? Good to see you. Good to see you, too. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you, Coach.
Last year, in 2025, the Altadena fires affected me, especially as a kid. You're a kid, you just want to live your kid life. But last year was a really hard time.
My daughter doing the intro, every time I hear it, it just gets me because she's an 8-year-old kid.
During the fires, I would hear about friends and families losing their homes. And I started thinking, how can I show my support to families and kids that have been affected by these fires? Then I thought, let's come together and try to make Altadena and Pasadena a stronger place for us to grow.
Our loved ones, the lost ones, they came from Altadena, Jackie Robinson's. So much history, now there's misery. How the fires got started is a mystery. Was it Edison? What's the deal, son? Should we blame the mayor? Oh, Gavin Newsom. Things gotta change, like climate change. 100-mile winds, brought a lot of pain. A lot of stress on the brain, gotta maintain. God save us all, please let it rain. Not enough water, putting out the flames.
I felt it.
big time. It kind of took me back to the night that I had to try to fight embers off my house and my home. And just seeing how the video just kind of, from somebody like him, just bring Dina Strong, just the words into reality.
Who's in charge of that?
Where the budget at?
Spending our tax dollars, who's getting taxed? Even Jacob State Farm giving money back. Altadena strong, Pasadena strong, Malibu, Palisades going that long.
Where the city meets the stars. Stand strong. Through the ashes is the heart. Stand strong. Stronger than the flames, brighter than the stars. We will stand strong.
This type of trauma form complexity, a complex story in the LA city. I'ma say a lot cause it's happened to me, living out a suitcase with my family.
The words and the lyrics really meant a lot, and I think that overall the community will really react positively to this because it's gonna make people feel seen.
I'm asking you, community, will you stand strong with me?
That's as real as it gets. It's more of a testimony to show the world this fight is still not over. We're still going through some stuff. If I have my platform as a Black IP, you best believe I'm gonna be champion Altadena. You best believe I'm gonna be Dina Strong, because this is my community.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, this is gonna be our walkout song. So I can't wait for him to release it so that way I can use it. So when we go out there and warm it up, that's something that we can play and be proud about it. Like, this is our town.
My intention is to reach the kids. And along with the kids, the families, the elders, because that's also part of the contribution to wanting to bring healing to everybody through music, through art, through expression, through testimony, because this is what it is. We don't say this is a music video, we don't say this is a documentary, this is a testimonial. We're living this, we went through this, we're going through this. Community, unity, solidarity. So the night of the fire is January 7th. We drove up here. We just left without even thinking to grab our belongings or our memorabilia or anything. Because we're like, yo, let's just leave because we don't want to take a chance. So we pull up here to the stop sign. And then those mountains right there, we just saw red freaking inferno right there. Just all
like lava.
Like it was like lava. We're like, you know what? Let's look back at the house because our house might not be there when we get back. So that was the feeling. It's like we don't know if our house is gonna be there. But just we're together. That's all that matters. We're with our dogs and our family, and we just do whatever we can, right, Jet? It was scary though.
Yeah, it was really scary.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it was panic. Neighbors had started texting me, and it was just like, okay, we got to get in our car and evacuate. My daughter was the one that was like really going through it the hardest. My boys were like, oh, we got our own room, we're playing. You know what I mean? Like, that was the vibe because they're teenagers, so they just roll with it. I saw how affected she was, and when we were in the room, listening to what she was feeling and her saying something like, I just want to go play with my dolls or whatever, my toys. I want to go play with my toys. I want to be in my room, sleep in my room. Like those small but very big wants affected me as a father because I was vulnerable. I didn't have the answers.
You couldn't do it.
I couldn't do anything. I felt inadequate because I could not get back into my own home. That's what I felt. Although we didn't lose our home, we still were displaced. We still were evacuated. Seeing my daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, 8 years old at the time, breaking down, saying, Dad, like, when can we go back home? And me not having the answers. As a father, I felt hopeless. I felt like vulnerable. I felt like I couldn't protect my daughter from that moment.
Stronger than the flames, brighter than the stars. We will stand strong.
I need to create something that will empower our community and give back and show how strong we could be if we do it together. I just wanted to bring her in so that I can show her, like, I will listen to you. I will be there with you.
Yeah.
Because although we don't have answers, we're going to be in it together.
You heard her, you saw her.
I saw her. I heard her, and we did this song together.
Wondering, how are the people who lost their houses? How can we make a big impact and show our support?
Tell me all the reasons that you think your dad is cool.
I really like how he plays, because he plays like Uno with me.
Is he competitive?
We had some cool moments. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. No,
We're gonna
it's okay.
interject, 'cause
Yeah, for sure.
Uno, what was the other game with the matching? What was that?
Spot It.
Spot It.
Yeah.
So he's competitive then. He likes to win. He doesn't just let you win.
Yeah.
Or does he let you win?
I mean, I win. Couple of times, but I guess that it's just super fun having.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, does he cook? Does he make anything good in the kitchen?
I love his taco.
Taco Tuesday.
Wow.
Hold on. Let me get the music louder.
So those are pretty good reasons for your dad to be cool. I like it. And Taboo, what would you say are the reasons that Jet's so cool?
So Jet is a blessing because she's a miracle baby. You know, when I got diagnosed with cancer in 2014, my wife Jamie and I were told by the doctors that we weren't going to be able to have any more children. So yes, we had Josh, my son Jimmy Jr., and Journey. And so my wife and I, we came to the conclusion, like, okay, Creator blessed us with 3 wonderful boys, cool. And my daughter was like a miracle. When they told us, you know, you guys are gonna have a baby, let alone have a girl.
Yeah.
My wife and I were so overwhelmed with joy and so just thankful. And so when Jet was born, it was like she beat the odds, just like I beat the odds when I battled cancer. And so our relationship has always been synonymous for beating the odds and going against the grain and just like appreciating what we have as a bond that goes beyond just father and daughter. Now it's like survivorship. We survive together. I also love Jet's tender heart. She's a great friend.
It feels like to me, after the fires, you started to realize how serious it was, and you started to find out about your friends.
I felt really bad for them because, like, I still have my house. Like, my house is there, but, like, what about their houses? Like, their houses are not there. And, like, that was where they lived. That was, like, where they growed up. And, like, I just felt really bad for them.
Like, what was your message when you were thinking about what you wanted to say?
Well, I feel like music is inspiring, and like whenever I'm sad, I just listen to music and I feel fine and I feel happy, and it's just, music is so great, and I feel like this song is gonna make people feel better.
I would say Jet led the dance on this particular song just because, as she mentioned, she wanted to inspire kids. And I just, because this is what I do, I was able to facilitate the music, but really it was her back and forth. It was like something as simple as like our loved ones.
I lost ones.
They came from Altadena.
Eddie Robinson's.
So much history.
Now there's misery.
How the fires got started is a mystery. Was it Edison?
What's the deal, son?
Should we blame the mayor? Oh, Gavin Newsom. Things gotta change.
Like climate change.
100-mile winds.
Brought a lot of pain.
A lot of stress on the brain. Gotta maintain.
God save us all.
Please let it rain. Not enough water.
Putting out the flames.
Who's in charge of that?
Where's the budget at?
You can't help but smile when you're singing with your dad, right? It's fun. Why is that so fun?
I don't know, because it's like bonding time with my dad.
It is bonding time, for sure.
You know, and I get to sing the song with my dad. And being with my dad is just, I love being with my dad. Yeah.
I love being with you too, Jet. It's an honor.
Oh, man. I really am going to cry, actually. You know, there's something about having a dad that shares his heart with you. But just like with your dad, like my dad was not afraid to like love hard and cry with me, and like he taught me the same kinds of lessons that your dad teaches. And so what I love about that is that you're like taking it all in, right? You're embracing it and you're loving him. That means a lot. It really does mean a lot. I can tell you know how lucky you are. What are you going to do with all this? What are you going to do with all this love?
I feel like I'm just gonna stay with my dad forever.
Okay. She's gonna be like, I'm living in the back house, Dad.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna always come to my dad whenever I'm sad and whenever I just don't feel right. Like my dad is there for me.
This is the old house. This is the Altadena house. Yep, that's Skyview Way. That was the first thing. I was like, yo, I made it. I'm gonna get a house in Altadena. I came to Altadena because I was like, I want to take care of my family because I love the mosaic that is Altadena. It's beautiful. I want to give my kids an opportunity to be part of this beautiful community. When you left here, did you already think like, okay, my house is gonna burn down, or did you think I'm gonna come back and it's gonna be all good?
I was telling my partner, I was like, we're gonna come back and we're gonna get everything tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. I was like, let's just grab what we can grab. Like my sister, she's like, I grab like what kids think is valuable to them at the moment. Like my sister likes K-pop, she got her K-pop albums. My brother grabbed his Nintendo Switch because, that was what was valuable to him at the moment. My mom grabbed a picture of me. And that's what tore my heart.
Yeah.
Because she grabbed a picture of me, she didn't think of anything else but grab a picture of me when I was little.
Where the city meets the stars, stand strong. Through the ashes is the heart, stand strong.
The choir's gonna be amazing. The choir's gonna be dope.
Pretty dope, if you say so. That's what they say.
We're dope. We're dope.
Yeah, well, we're dope. So.
Music has always been what I look towards when I can't really put my feelings into words. I got a call actually from Hannah. She's been my best friend since sophomore year. Just kind of panicked and like, oh, I just had to leave my house right now. Like I'm really terrified. And honestly, like I sing this song for all my friends just like Hannah who were impacted by those fires.
For me, I think I'd sing this song for my little brother because it's really hard. At least for me, like, it was hard to leave my house, but I have some sort of grasp of what was happening. But he was, I think, 8 at the time. And, like, how do you really tell an 8-year-old that he has to leave his house?
The biggest lyric, Stand Strong, we all did that. And that 2-word just really means a lot to people.
Where the city meets the stars, stand strong. Through the ashes is the heart, stand strong.
I remember getting chills in the moment because it's just like reverbing this powerful phrase.
Standing strong with community, standing strong through the worst times and the best times, standing strong to give our community a voice and show light to Pasadena and Altadena and let the world know that the fight's not over yet. We're still standing strong together in 2026.
Pasadena strong, Altadena strong, Pasadena strong, Altadena strong, Pasadena strong, Altadena strong, stand strong, Altadena strong, Altadena strong, stand strong.
Coming up tomorrow at 5:30.
They didn't have enough information to make those critical decisions.
Where is everyone?
They did the very best they could with the information they had.
You've got the best in the world, Chief. Why didn't they have that information?
Investigators believe the suspected arsonist started the fire right around this area.
The whole theory is that the Palisades fire was a reignition of the Lockman fire.
They're trying to prove that it's the park department's land and they were the ones responsible for it.
Do one of these and say it's them, it was their fault, it was their fault.
They're going to rebuild. Am I going to be safe?
Palisades and Eaton Fire's devastation to determination. Tomorrow at 5:30 on NBC4.